What's 2 plus 2? If I gave you $1 and asked you to make change, what would you give me? A lot of children don't know the answers to these questions, which may seem simple to us. My name is Tanya, and today I'm going to talk to you about the Individual Education Plan, or IEP, that is utilized in schools throughout Canada and the United States to assist our children with their educational needs. The definition of an IEP will differ from the USA to Canada and from province to province, state to state, as their ministry or government wishes. In Ontario, an IEP is a working written document of the particular special needs of a child to assist him or her at the grade level they are capable of completing. The IEP will be individualized on the basis of the particular requirements of the student. A child may be in grade 4, but they are only at the learning level of a grade 1 child. The IEP is to help the kids to work at a level that they are able to manage while staying in a class that is age appropriate. The IEP is also a learning tool for the parent, student, and other individuals who are assisting the child in his or her learning. This tool can be changed at any time to reflect the needs of the child and their learning abilities. It also sets guidelines and expectations for the student, which helps everyone involved with the child's learning. The principal and teachers at the child's school help to ensure that the child is receiving the resources that are available to them. From educational assistance to special computer programs, the special education department are working together to help maximize each child's learning potential. This cannot be done, however, without the help of parents or guardians at home. To help each child grow to their maximum learning potential, he or she needs everyone's help, patience, and understanding. A lot of people my age will remember having a special class for special ed kids, and these children were treated terribly because they were segregated to a room dedicated to those who had special needs. Now, a child will only be removed from a class for math or English help and then returned to their regular classrooms. When a child is removed from the regular class, it is usually at the same time that the general class is learning the same subject, or the child might remain within the regular class and have an educational assistant help them with their work at their desk. These children usually require more attention than one teacher can give while teaching. Especially with the size of classrooms these days, there is no possible way that a child with learning disabilities could succeed without this extra help. The IEP is designed to help children who have trouble learning, be it ADHD, Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder, ADD, Attention Deficit Disorder, FAS, Fetal Alcohol Syndrome, or just not understanding the subject. The IEP is there to help the children. In order for a child to have an IEP, they need to be recognized as a student who is struggling at the grade level in which the student is in. The teacher of the child's classroom is usually the first person to notice the child is struggling. A child may be recognized as a child with a learning disability if he or she is having trouble understanding, therefore failing tests and not participating in general classroom activities. The teacher needs to inform the principal so that he or she may start the process, and communication also needs to go home or a meeting called with parents or guardians. There may also be a need for the child to have a further educational assessment done, and this is called an IPRC, Identification, Placement, and Review Committee. This will include an educational assessment to be completed by the Board of Education in which the child attends. This will deem the child exceptional, which means that his or her needs will be greater than the typical IEP student, and more resources are needed. The process can be quite detailed and lengthy, but worth the time and effort for the child's upcoming years in school. An IEP will travel with the child from class to class and school to school. Copies of the child's progress will remain in the OSR, the Ontario Student Record, and given to the parents so that accurate assessments can be prepared. Usually, meetings are held throughout the year with the educational staff and at times the parents. Constant communication home and within the school is vital for the child's success. The IEP process involves the following 5 phases in which the educational staff have to complete in order for there to be a successful IEP for the child. This is taken from the Ministry of Education's website to give a better outlook at what the process is for teachers.
Overview of the IEP process for teachers. Gather information. Review the student's records, including the IPRC's Statement of Decision and/or previous IEPs. Consult with parents, the student, school staff, and other professionals. Gather information through observation of the student. Conduct further assessments if necessary. Consolidate and record information. Number 2. Set the direction. Establish a collaborative approach. The IEP team. Establish roles and responsibilities. Begin work on the IEP. Example, record the reason for the IEP, record personal information, list relevant assessment data. Indicate the student's areas of strength and areas of need on the IEP as identified on the IPRC's Statement of Decision where applicable. Number 3. Develop the IEP as it relates to the student's special education program and services. Classify subjects or courses and alternative program areas. Record decisions about program exemptions, course substitutions, and eligibility for a diploma or a certificate. Determine accommodations. Record subjects or courses with accommodations only. Plan and document subjects or courses with modified expectations. Plan and document alternative programs or courses. Determine teaching strategies and assessment methods for modified and alternative expectations. Plan for and document required human resources. Record information about evaluation and reporting. Record information about provincial assessments. Develop a transition plan if required. Record information about the IEP development phase, including details of parent-student consultations. Secure principal's approval. Number 4. Implement the IEP. Share the completed IEP with the student, parents, school staff, and other professionals, providing a copy to parents and to the student if 16 or older. Put the IEP into practice, classroom teachers, and support personnel. Continuously assess the student's progress. Adjust the IEP as necessary, recording any changes in goals, expectations, accommodations, teaching strategies, and so on. Evaluate the student's learning and report to parents. Number 5. Review and update the IEP. Update the learning expectations at the beginning of each reporting period. Review the IEP regularly and record revisions. Store the IEP in the documentation file of the Ontario Student Record. Plan for the transition from elementary to secondary school or for a transfer to another school.
In closing, I just want to say that we all want the best for our children, so why not get them the extra help they need? Some parents think that this is a reflection of them, which is a selfish thought. There is nothing to be embarrassed about with getting our children help. It will make them feel more confident. They will not feel out of the loop, and this has become such a norm in schools that other children don't think of these kids as the special kids. The children remain with their peers and are able to complete tasks with great confidence, whereas before the children would just give up because they didn't understand. If you think that your child could benefit from the IEP program, just ask your teacher, and together you can turn your child around from hating school to loving it again. The resources I was able to utilize in my presentation today was from the Ministry of Education website, www.edu.gov.on.ca, from the Public School Board, the Waterloo Region District School Board, www.wrdsb.ca, and from the Catholic School Board, www.wcdsb.ca. Thank you for your time.